ShotokuTech News of the Week, bringing you news stories that you might have missed because there were other news stories. You're watching Snot Dub, or ShotokuTech News of the Week, for April 2020 edition. I have to tell you, the first 2 days of Bing, Sunday morning and Monday morning, was entirely devoted to coronavirus, who died from coronavirus, who died from something else, and tornadoes. So I almost didn't think this week's ShotokuTech News of the Week was going to happen because I just could not find any science story or news of the weird. Like I say, it was pretty depressing, but fortunately Tuesday came through and I was able to produce this show. So thanks for staying with ShotokuTech and checking out this video. Much appreciated. Okay, the first 2 days of the week had absolutely no news fit for ShotokuTech News of the Week. It was all bad news. But here, the Empire State Building flashes with red and white lights to honor medical professionals and first responders. And at 9 p.m., there's a coordinated performance of Alicia Keys' Empire State of Mind played on a radio station, Z100, in partnership with iHeartRadio. That's very nice. And again, thanks to our medical professionals and first responders. Boy, the internet just keeps churning them out, doesn't it? So with everybody turning to Zoom to conference or keep classrooms going, there's a new thing called Zoom bombing. Basically, trolls join the Zoom calls and share graphic images. You crazy hackers. Anyway, so there's instructions in this article to enable the Zoom waiting room where you can screen who's going to enter the call. So make sure to check it out if you're using Zoom. So during the lockdown, advice issued by Malaysia urges that women dress up at home and avoid nagging their husbands. So you can search on the internet for this hashtag, Women Prevent COVID-19. So best wishes, everybody. Well, in case you needed something catastrophic to worry about, get out your compass and check the Earth's magnetic field here, because apparently 4 billion years ago, Mars lost its magnetism, and along with that, it lost its atmosphere as well. They say 4.5 billion years ago, Mars boasted a thick atmosphere and abundant surface water. But its internal dynamo left behind only a feeble magnetic field, and the atmosphere basically got blown away by the sun's solar wind and radiation. Alright, I was hoping for the owner's manual, but I'll take the user's guide. Anyway, SpaceX has just published the user's guide for their Starship. You can follow this link and see it right here. And if you're planning a trip soon, you might want to read up on it. SpaceX plans both a cargo version and a passenger version. The passenger version will be able to hold up to 100 people in first class style. There aren't any prices in this edition yet, but look for that soon. NASA plans its next solar observation mission. 6 tiny spacecraft will work as one massive telescope. This could happen as soon as July 2023. These guys are going to orbit the Earth at an altitude of 22,000 miles above the ionosphere so that they can observe coronal mass ejections. These are giant amounts of plasma, charged particles that the sun tosses around the solar system. Keep looking up. Here's an interesting story. Scientists have developed this biohybrid that can turn carbon dioxide into organic compounds. Basically, it's using nanowire, which is 1/100th the width of human hair, and combining these nanowires with bacteria. The nanowires collect solar energy and pass that on to the bacteria. Of course, water is also required in this process. It's essentially similar to photosynthesis in plants, only it's slightly more efficient. It could come really handy on Mars, where you might have water and solar energy and need organic compounds. Here's an interesting story. Roughly 9 million years ago, a rainforest grew near the South Pole. Researchers brought up this 30-meter-long core from within the Amundsen Sea embayment. And in this core, there's meters of sediment corresponding to the mid-Cretaceous period. This is 80 to 90 million years ago. And they're suggesting that this was a very hot time and that there was a rainforest in place where Antarctica is now, suggesting high carbon dioxide concentrates. Analysis of one sediment core revealed a dense network of roots as well as pollen, spores, and other chemical traces of freshwater plants. The pollen in the core suggested that this soggy ancient forest was home to conifers, ferns, and flowering shrubs, as well as mats of bacteria. Sediment analysis showed no traces of salt, suggesting it was a freshwater swamp. High carbon dioxide alone wouldn't have been enough to keep the temperatures that balmy so close to the pole, so they go on to suppose that perhaps there was motion of the tectonic plates that produced the changes from a balmy rainforest to an ice-covered landmass that Antarctica is today. Fortunately, this story comes with enough notice. Basically, on April 7th, we'll be treated to another supermoon called the pink moon. It's not because the moon will be pink, but because there's a pink wildflower that blooms in early spring under April's full moon, the creeping phlox, according to Old Farmer's Almanac. So keep looking up. This recent discovery in South Africa changes what we think about history of our predecessors. This region at Drimmelen Cave was inhabited by Australopithecus sediba and Paranthropus robustus, very early ancestors of ours. Now, this skull of a juvenile Homo erectus, also found at Drimmelen Cave, indicates that these three species may have been present in the area at the same time. This is also the oldest Homo erectus fossil we have found. Homo erectus has body shape that resembles our own, with long legs and shorter arms, indicating adaptation to life on the ground. This helped them span much of the world. They also developed simple tools, and they were thought to have originated in Java and China. Some speculation has centered on the Caucasus Mountains. However, East Africa, where many other early humans appeared, has been the focus. So this discovery has really given a new insight and perhaps changing some of the theories about human development. This skull was from somebody maybe aged 2 to 3 years old when they died. Okay, interesting story. April 3rd is the birthday of the mobile phone. Martin Cooper essentially is the developer of the prototype of the handheld mobile phone that they called the Brick. Thanks, Martin. This happened in 1973, this first mobile phone call, and this Martin Cooper led a team to develop this mobile phone and bring it to market by 1983. Thank you for watching Snot Dub, or ShotokuTech, News of the Week. Thank you for watching ShotokuTech. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share.